I'm going to continue to buy my luxury bags while the government pay my rent. I'm going to continue to go on trips and do the things that me and my kids love to do while y'all struggle to pay for a grocery bill, and I'm swiping my EBT card.
Hey family, I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Trump is getting rid of that Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go to work. Your time is up, baby. Now, how many of y'all have family members, friends, people you know that's been living off Section 8 for 20 years? They rent $3. They don't go to work. Not that they can't go to work. They don't want to go to work.
You gonna learn today.
Let's check in and get an update on our friends that just love abusing the system and getting on TikTok and telling on themselves. Let's see how life's going for them in 2025. What it look like TV.
I am back. What it do, baby?
YouTube's own Varnell Hill.
Did you miss me?
Your very own spokesman for the Insidians. We're inside and we're comfortable.
They're so comfortable.
And I'm back with another one. And like I said in the intro, y'all, we are checking in with our friends that just love to abuse the system. Now, disclaimer at the beginning of this video, this is not shaming anyone that's on welfare that needs some help. It's nothing to be ashamed of. This video is for the flatbackers. That's a new one that Granny T just taught me.
I posted a post earlier, and everybody wanted to know what was flatbacking. Flatbacking is in reference to the welfare queens. You go out and you have 6, 7, 8 kids, 4 or 5, and then you want the government to take care of you. You want the taxpayers to take care of you. And then you want to blame us because you put stuff on Facebook and you hashtag it with the DHS, you hashtag it welfare queen, you hashtag it, and then you blame us and say we report you. We don't have to report you, baby. We ain't got to report you. You doing a good job yourself. So if you want to know what flatbacking is, look at this picture. Flatbacking is laying on the back of your ass and pumping out damn kids.
Oh my God, I just got a mental picture.
Come on, Granny T, you was doing beautiful with your words. You didn't have to demonstrate it for us, man. But like Granny T said, man, this video was about the people that's out here abusing the system.
I'm still on food stamps. Yes, I make over $100,000 a month, and I can show you receipts. And my chain, 100 bands. My watch, 60. Yes, I go anywhere on this planet anytime I want. And yes, I still swipe a mother food stamp card at Kroger and Walmart for my mother food. I still tell my B, I'm like, listen, go get food stamps. Go to all the government assistance. I don't give a run that shit up, nigga. Don't let nobody judge you out your road while they trying to live this lifestyle that I don't give a if you can afford it or not. I still need to get my $400 a month.
Yo, man, that's one person that I truly hope that she's trolling. She's pretty much the queen of the EBT rubbing in, man. And I'm telling you, you may not be mad at this present moment by watching that video, but if you hungry and you done worked hard all week and somebody just shaking a crab boil in your face talking about that was free and they gonna get another one next month, yeah, it gets underneath your skin a little bit sometimes, I will admit. But anyway, man, moving right on along, it's a lot of people out here that really want to keep these benefits at all costs, even if it comes down to holding their kids back from excelling.
Not getting no job. If you go get a job, they're gonna take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're gonna count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No. So So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
But Ma, I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Ma. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful. I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be broke so the government can help you.
So the government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you don't do any of that, they're going to take my Section 8.
How?
And I'm
won't
trying
they be
to
like?
tell you
Won't
that
they
you
be?
can go get yours at ease. You can go get
They will.
nice house.
No, they will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, Ma. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go? I don't have no job.
I can get off your Section 8 and apply for my own Section 8.
But if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take a long.
So what? That's what I'm
Wait
saying.
a few months, get on Section 8, find you a nice apartment, go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job.
That ain't right. Shame on you.
I really, really hope that was a skit or somebody was trolling. It was some type of fake video, because to do that to your child so you could keep your benefits is horrible, man. Shame on you, Mom. That was absolutely horrible. And if it's real, I'm praying for you, youngin'. It'll get better. Get your job. As soon as you get out of that house, get your job, work hard, and get that big house that you said you wanted. But anyway, moving right on along, man. We're going to get into a couple people first before we get into these stories about people being busted for this welfare. We're going to get into a couple people that's upset because the payment that they used to get isn't the payment that they're getting anymore.
Oh my God! What me and my kids gonna do? I only got $60 in my food. They come my food stamps is $60. What me and my kids gonna do? Like, that's crazy. I looked at my thing, it say $60. What is that? I got about 6 kids.
Wow.
Like, you got to be kidding me right now. Like, I am so tight right now. I really is pissed off. Pissed off. Like, and my public housing, like, what I'm finna do? I done got an eviction letter. Like, what am I finna do? I was living 3 years rent-free.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? Huh? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay, I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills. I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more. I'm done with that guy. I'm not. If he gets voted in again, I'm leaving this country. Because I'm not dealing with this no more. This is all shit.
I am not trying to be a jerk, y'all. I am not trying to be a jerk. But you can't get airplane tickets on an EBT card, can you?
Someone online is full of shit.
How you gonna leave the country and you ain't got no money, man? People be online just talking crazy stuff, man. Anyway, man, let's move right on along. Let's get into our first victim of committing this fraud against welfare and see how they played themselves.
Okay, I see a lot of people asking for story time on how I owe them $35,000 now. Okay, so I live by myself. I'm single. I don't have any kids. So I've been applying for food stamps like 2 or 3 years ago. I lied on my food stamp case and I told them I was homeless, and I told them that I didn't have anything. I was homeless. I didn't have nowhere to go. Blase. And I told them that I wasn't working. So when I first started getting my food stamps, I started getting like $400 a month just for myself. So I'm just thinking everything cool, you know, like, okay, I'm getting my food stamps. Nothing happened, you know. So I decided to come on TikTok and tell people, like, if you're trying to get food stamps, you can lie to them and, you know, nothing will happen.
That's a terrible idea.
So that was a very bad mistake that I made, lying to them. And I really don't give a f what y'all saying, because a lot of people saying you have lashes on, why you need food stamps. I don't care. If it's free, I want it. Baby, food is way expensive. And if I go in Walmart with $100, I'm really not going to leave out with nothing. Who want to keep spending money on food? Like, it's just too much. So when this was, they picked me up yesterday, but day before yesterday, I got a call. And they was like, hello, is this such and such? And I'm like, yes, hello, what's going on? They say, well, this is the people that's, like, you know, over the food stamp office or whatever. And they was like, we have a report that you have been putting false information on your application to get food stamps, and that you're not homeless, and that you do have a job. So I'm like, okay, who did you get this information from? So they was like, well, we cannot disclose any information about who we got it from, but we have facts that you have been lying, and you have to pay all of that back, and your balance is $35,000. And they also told me that they was filing charges on me. So I'm like, what the hell? Because at this point, I'm really thinking like they just playing, or somebody just playing on my phone, y'all. But yesterday, when I made the video and posted on TikTok, like 15 minutes later, the police came knock on my door. They was like, is you such and such? They read me my rights and they arrested me. And y'all keep asking me, how did I have my phone in the back of the police truck? That's because I didn't give them no problems. Like, I wasn't arguing with them. I simply got back in the back of the police truck, because the police car, because I know what the I did. Was I wrong for doing that? Yes. But at the end of the day, I did what I did, and I don't give a damn. Y'all nobody to judge me, but I did what I had to do at that point, because baby, food is expensive. But I bought it out 5 hours later, and I have to go to court. They didn't send me a court date yet, but when they do, I'm gonna just keep y'all updated, because I know some of y'all don't give a f. Y'all just want to be in the business, but I mean, I did what I did, so now I gotta face the consequences, and that's the story time.
All that looking at jail time because food expensive. Telling you, man, right now we have a major problem with consumerism in America, and I don't think people really realize how out of control it is right now. Things are expensive, but what makes them even more expensive is a lot of money is spent on a lot of stuff that people really actually don't need a whole bunch of wants. So then the stuff that they need, they're stretched thin to try to get, because they got a whole bunch of wants, and everybody's setting themselves up for failure. But anyway, let's move on to story number 2 of how this next lady played herself thinking that she was going to play welfare.
Story time on how I ended up having to pay back the government $3,000 in food stamps. So back in October 2021, I was fired from Starbucks, right? I got to give y'all that story too. And for the month of October and November, I was flying through my savings. So in December, one of my friends suggested, she was like, why don't you apply for food stamps? So I was real skeptical, because I've never been on public assistance before. And from what I've heard, like, oh, they need all your information, whatever. But then I was like, you know, I was looking for a job actively and nobody was calling me back. And I'm like, damn, this is about to be the second month, no income coming or whatever. Let me apply for food stamps. So I ended up doing it. And the good thing about it is the process that I went through, I just had to go through like the HRA app. And I ended up just sending them a picture of my unemployment letter, because I was also denied for unemployment because of Starbucks. And once I sent that to HRA, the denial of unemployment, they approved me for food stamps. No problem. So I got my first payment in January. And they sent the letter saying that I need to recertify every year. And with every year I have to recertify with my new income or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, all right, cool. Again, I wasn't familiar. This was my first time. I didn't know. So I ended up starting to get the food stamps in January. And then I got a job at the end of February, which is the job that I have now. So like I said, I didn't know that I was supposed to update them that I got a job and you know what I mean? So they could alter how much they're giving me. All I knew is that they said every year I have to recertify. So I just said, next year I'm just not going to recertify because I already know that I have a job. So the full year went by. And like I said, I already knew I was not going to recertify. But then they sent me a letter saying, hey, you don't have to recertify. We're going to continue paying you for the next 6 months. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I wasn't, like I said, again, I wasn't familiar with the process or whatever the case may be. I was just like, okay, no problem. So I continued taking the payments. So now,
I don't know, y'all. It's not looking good, man. I was riding with her for the first couple of minutes, man. I was like, maybe she didn't know the system. I don't know how she didn't know the system. How many people on welfare everywhere, pretty much everybody know the system. Even people that ain't 18 know how the system work, but she didn't know. But now we're starting to get a little bit magical where you just recertifying, you was going to cancel it. But since they said, I don't know, y'all hit me up in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel about this one so far. But she losing me. I'm fading fast.
Around April 2023, they sent me a letter officially telling me like that I need to recertify or whatever. And I declined to recertify again because I already had a job. And I already knew that I wasn't going to qualify. Cool, no problem. So then they sent me a letter in June telling me that because I didn't certify, they were cutting me off. Granted, which I already knew. Y'all, tell me why in November 2023, they sent me a letter saying that they overpaid me $3,000 in food stamps and I have to start paying them back as soon as possible. I was like, what? So, of course, now I got this letter and I'm so confused because I'm like, how the hell do I owe y'all $3,000 if y'all kept giving me the money? I never recertified. Y'all kept giving me the money. So now I'm pissed. So now I go to like the HRA like office in my area. They're like, oh no, you can't. You're not supposed to come here. You're supposed to go down to Pearl Street on by Brooklyn Bridge. So I went down to Pearl Street at Brooklyn Bridge, and apparently that wasn't like an office for you to talk to someone. That was just like a office building. So I went down to Pearl Street because again, I wasn't familiar with the process. They did send me a paper explaining to me that I had to start making payment plans and where I could make, it wasn't, for me, the paper wasn't clear. And I wanted to know why I had to pay back, you know? So I went down there to Pearl Street. And some ladies came down to speak to me, very nasty, very rude. And I was just like, what is going on? So when they came down, immediately one of the ladies was like, this is not a walk-in center. You're supposed to call on the phone. So I was like, okay, first of all, good morning. And I was like, second of all, I've been trying to call you guys all week. And every time I've been on the phone on hold for 3 or more plus hours. So if you guys don't want to use this as a walk-in center, then try having somebody pick up the phone because people have things to do. So then she was just like, how can I help you? So I explained the situation to her and she was like, okay. She went back upstairs. She came back down like 10 minutes later with paperwork, again, with a nasty ass attitude. And she's underlined it. She's like, is this your name? She circled my name. I said, yes. And then she flipped it over and circled my income for the previous year. And she was like, this is the income that you had last year? And I said, yes. She was like, you weren't supposed to qualify. You made way too much money. I don't even understand how you think that you qualified for food stamps. And I was like, first of all, I didn't do anything to you. So I don't know what the issue is, but please stop talking to me like that. And I was like, second of all, this was my first time using government assistance. So I I didn't know that I was supposed to let you guys know that I started working because the initial paperwork said that you recertify every year. So I just figured, okay, if I get it for this year, next year I won't recertify. And then on top of that, I brought the letter and then I'm like, and then you guys sent me this letter saying that I did not have to recertify. You're going to continue to pay me. So how was I supposed to know? And she was like, oh, well, yes, the minute you started working, you were supposed to record that. And I'm like, okay, well, now here we are. I'm like, so what happens now? She's like, well, you can start a payment plan of the payment plan said $19 a month to pay off my $3,000 debt. What? She was like, yeah, so just start sending your $19. Attitude still nasty, right? The attitude was still nasty. So then I'm like, I'm not paying $19 for however long to pay off this debt. I'm like, I'm ready to pay you guys in full right now. Like, can I swipe my debit card? And she's like, that's when her whole attitude changed. She's like, you have $3,000? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, to pay in full right now? I'm like, yes, I'm coming to pay you guys. Like, how do we do this? So now she's looking there, and like I said, she was with another lady. So now they're both looking at me. And in my mind, I realized, I'm like, oh, so they expected me to be like begging to not, like, I don't know what they expected. Let me take that back. I don't know what they expected, but they definitely judged me 100%. Because the minute I said I could pay back that $3,000 right now, their attitudes completely changed. And she was like, oh, I don't know who has $3,000 just laying around to pay back. And I was like, I do. Where do I pay you? Because now she was pissing me off. And she was like, oh, well, we can't take payments here. You have to write a check. And I was like, okay, no problem. You guys will get the check tomorrow. And then she was like, okay, is that all? And I was like, yes. And then I said to her, and I was like, you guys should do way better with your process. 100%. Because especially the second letter that you sent me, if you sent me a letter saying that I don't need to recertify, that you're going to continue to pay me, I shouldn't be liable for that, because you guys decided that you were going to continue to pay me. But it is what it is.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I think they was a little bit frustrated with you because you was in there acting oblivious to common knowledge. I'm pretty sure, and I need my people that's ever been on public assistance to hit me up in the comments section and verify this. I'm pretty sure they make it very clear throughout that whole process that once you get a job, you need to report your income. And it really gets underneath people's skin, and it kind of pisses them off when people walk around acting like they don't know common knowledge, man. So I could see where you coming from, but I could also possibly see where the workers are coming from. That's a little tricky one. And then you're there to make the payment, but never say that until after you start arguing with somebody. That's a crazy look also. But I do know those government people can get fishy. But I can guarantee you, once you said you was going to pay the bill, they didn't start treating you any different, because they wasn't getting none of that money. They paycheck was going to be the same on Friday, whether you paid it or you didn't pay it. So I can't really see them getting excited because you had $3,000. But anyway, man, it's one thing when the general public is out here trying to use and abuse welfare, but it's a whole nother thing when the workers of welfare are out here using and abusing welfare.
9 kids. She had 9 kids, and her 10th is on the way. And it is not like she's living the dream with a big fancy house or a bank account. Larissa and her boyfriend were dead broke. So with that many children and that little money, you would certainly hope the caseworker assigned to this family was on the ball, making sure that every one of the kids in the house had 3 squares a day and a warm place to sleep. But that caseworker, Nancy Carabello from Catholic Charities, well, she had her own definition of charity. And it mostly had to do with her getting something for nothing for herself. That's the allegation. She's been charged now with making a deal with Larissa for buying upwards of $10,000 worth of food stamps that were supposed to be for Larissa's 9 kids. And then she's also alleged to have paid just half price for those food stamps, 50 cents on the dollar. I'm going to let the prosecutor explain with a little bit more detail.
Larissa Rodriguez, in a scheme with social worker Nancy Caraballo, Ms. Caraballo was buying the food stamps that were intended for that family to feed those children. A grand jury issued additional counts pertaining to this, 18 counts about Ms. Caraballo.
If we gonna be mad at the general public for abusing the system, then we gotta be pissed off at the people that work for the system abusing the system, because they pretty much stealing directly from us, and they know it because they one of us. Believe it or not, y'all, this is just the tip of the iceberg. When it comes to the welfare system, corruption goes all the way up the chain of command, it seems like.
Police charged a U.S. Department of Agriculture employee and 5 others in a fraud and bribery scheme that prosecutors say defrauded the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, also known as food stamps, of $66 million in unauthorized transactions. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York called it one of the largest food stamp frauds in U.S. history. Prosecutors said Michael Kehoe, who is of no apparent relation to Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe, led a New York-based network that tricked the government into issuing about 160 electronic benefit transfer EBT machines to businesses that were not eligible to have them, including smoke shops and other ineligible businesses. These businesses processed fake or illegal transactions, totaling more than $30 million in EBT activity, which is against federal law. Prosecutors also charged Arlasa Davis, a longtime USDA employee who worked in the division responsible for detecting and stopping SNAP fraud. Authorities accused Davis of using her access to the USDA's internal systems to steal EBT license numbers. They allegedly used these numbers to conduct more than $36 million in fraudulent SNAP transactions. Davis allegedly took photos of handwritten lists of valid license numbers, meant only for qualifying stores, on her personal phone and sent them to her co-conspirators. Those co-conspirators then used the stolen credentials to fraudulently obtain EBT terminals for unapproved businesses, including smoke shops and other retailers not authorized to accept SNAP benefits. In exchange for her role, Davis allegedly received bribes disguised as innocent gifts, such as birthday gifts or flowers, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Statement from U.S. Attorney Michael Kehoe and his co-conspirators misappropriated tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer funds meant to help low-income families put food on the table, U.S. Attorney Perry Carbone said in a statement. This fraud was made possible when USDA employee Arlasa Davis betrayed the public trust by selling confidential government information to the very criminals she was supposed to catch. Their actions undermined a program that vulnerable New Yorkers depend on for basic nutrition. These charges should be a reminder that those who exploit anti-poverty programs for personal gain will be held accountable for their crimes. Michael Kehoe, Mohammed Nawafle, Omar al-Rawashdeh, Gamal Obaid, Ahmad al-Rawashdeh, and Arlasa Davis are all charged with 1 count of conspiracy to steal government funds and misappropriate USDA benefits, 1 count of theft of government funds, 1 count of misappropriation of USDA benefits. If convicted, each faces up to 35 years in prison. In addition, Davis faces 1 count of conspiracy to commit bribery, 1 count of bribery, 1 count of conspiracy to commit honest services, wire fraud. Those additional charges carry up to 40 more years in prison. Nawafle is also charged with 1 count of failure to appear, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison.
After $66 million, you had to know you was going to get caught. You had to know they was coming. I know you didn't think you was just going to continue on with your job and retire. I know you didn't think you was that slick. If you did, man, dag, something wrong with you upstairs. But anyway, we're going to keep moving, man. And every time I do one of these videos, there's people that try to twist the intentions and try to act like I'm trying to shame people and jump all in the comment section like,
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the mama buying crab legs with her food stamps is not the end of the world, and she's not taking advantage of the system. The dad that's buying shrimp and steak with his food stamps, not the end of the world, nor is he taking advantage of the system. The mama that is letting her baby buy his or her favorite candy or cookies or some type of treat with her food stamps, not the end of the world, and she's not taking advantage of the system. When are we going to stop judging people?
The answer is never. Do you hear me? Never, ever.
Okay, you take a 10-second window of seeing someone and say, oh my God, they're taking advantage of the system. They have food stamps and they can get crab legs. Well, I can't even afford crab legs, but you know what they might not be able to afford? They might not be able to afford not working 2 jobs to survive, okay? They might not be able to afford cake or cupcakes for their baby's birthday without those food stamps. They might not be able to afford that steak and shrimp or crab legs that they want to eat one time a year because it's their birthday without those food stamps, okay? And you know how I know this? Because I was that mom, okay? I was a 20-year-old single mom. I worked 2 jobs, okay? Listen, 2 jobs, 50 plus hours a week. But by the time I paid rent to put a roof over my child's head, by the time I paid my car payment for a reliable vehicle to transport my child, by the time I paid my cell phone to be reachable for my child, by the time I paid the electric to keep the lights on for my child, by the time I paid the internet so my baby could watch TV, by the time I provided all of her basic necessities, diapers, wipes, clothes, shoes, etc., there was nothing left. I don't know how I would have fed her had I not had food stamps. And then all the soldiers will come in and say, oh, well, if you can't afford a baby, don't have one. Shit happens, Brenda. Okay? I got pregnant. Now, if I would have aborted her, you would have told me I was a horrible human being because I ended a human life. Right? But then I kept her. And because I needed assistance in raising her, I was also a terrible mother. See how there's no win there? So, hush for just a second. Stop judging people off of a brief 10 to 15 second window that you see of them living their life, and let them just enjoy the small things. Let them enjoy those crab legs. Let them enjoy the steak or the shrimp. Let that baby enjoy their cupcakes or their candy. Because in the grand scheme of things, what is it affecting your life that she swiped an EBT card for those things? Truly, what is it affecting your life?
A lot of people got to realize, man, that everybody is not you. Okay, that's the way you did it. You decided to take it and do the right things with it. But it's sad to say, man, it's starting to seem like you are in the minority, man. It's a lot of people that have been on welfare for generations.
I went into a lady's house for an inspection, and she said, I've had my voucher for 50 years. I made sure that I got my daughter on a voucher. I made sure I got my granddaughter on a voucher. I couldn't get my son on a voucher, so I told them that he had asthma. You can't prove asthma or migraines. She told me because she was telling me a way to scam the system. Because when I pull up in a 2013 Toyota Camry. There's usually a Lexus or BMW sitting in their yard. I look poor, okay? I look poor. And so many people tell me stuff to give me ideas to help me out so that I can get some money from the government. But y'all keep on thinking I don't know it, okay? And since every one of you are going to ask me, yes, I reported it. But if your caseworker likes you, you are pretty untouchable here. Like, they will give you ideas and help you do it.
What was I telling you, man? What was I telling you, man? The system is rotten on the outside and the inside, man. We got a bad problem on our hands. But anyway, man, before we get up out of here, I do want to salute the people that get on welfare and actually use it as a springboard to excel and move on to bigger and better things, because it is a demographic of people that's out there that's actually using this thing for what it's intended for, and I salute all of them.
Hello everyone, I am back. Really exciting news today. I made a phone call and I asked to be taken off of welfare. As of today, I am officially off welfare. And it's just like so exciting because, one, I never thought I would be on it. First of all, I always gave rich auntie, I always gave rich bitch with money in her pockets, bitch. Never had to worry about anything. And then I had kids and my whole life changed. Every part of my life flipped and went downhill after I had kids. Dude, I really did it. I really picked us up from rock fucking bottom. Literally rock bottom. You guys don't understand. It's so rare to call and be like, hey, I don't need this anymore. And me, little me, I I did it in less than 2 years. I got put on these benefits in December of 2022. It's October 2024 and I'm done. My God, man, this is for the me that was heartbroken. This is for the me that did not want to be a single mom. This is for the me that thought she couldn't do it. This is for the me that was scared throughout this entire process. Bitch, this is for my kids. Oh my God, like, you guys have no idea how good it feels. It truly feels so good. Hey, I don't need this anymore. Can you actually take me off? I'm honestly so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I truly thought that my kids were better off without me. I thought I was going to be forever 27, and 28 has truly been the best rewarding year of my life. When I was living with my mom, I did not think I would make it to 28 years old. At all. Now I'm sitting I'm parked in my driveway of my 3-bedroom house. I get paid to make TikToks. I work from home. Everyone wants to work from home. I have the privilege of working from home. My whole life is literally entirely different now. And I'm so fucking proud. I'm so proud of me. I'm so proud of me. Woo! We are for sure drinking White Claws to this tonight, so I hope you're ready. Shout out to my county workers. Thank you so much. I know that you guys are probably short-staffed. I know you guys are stressed out. I know you guys deal with stupid-ass people, but honestly, truly, thank you. From someone who was not abusing that shit, thank you so much. Because, like, now I'm a welfare success story. I'm sorry.
Damn good job. Damn good, bloody good, damn good job.
Clap it up for y'all. She proud of herself and we proud of her too. She used it for its intended purposes. She used it for a springboard for a limited time to get bigger and better things. And then when she didn't need it anymore, she let it go so someone else can get some help. I salute her for that and I appreciate her for that, man. Like I said, it's nothing ever wrong with needing any help. I have no problem with people getting welfare. The problem I have with welfare is...
So I don't know who needs to say this, but I'm going to say it and don't let it go over your head. If you're on welfare and you don't have a problem with welfare, you are the problem.
Message.
And I'm going to say it again. If you're on welfare and you're comfortable and you don't have a problem being capped, you don't have a problem waiting on your cash assistance once a month. You don't have a problem waiting for a handout, and that doesn't bother you at some point, and you don't say, I want to do more, I want to be more for my kids. You are the problem. You are the problem. You are the problem. And I feel sorry for your children that they didn't have a more ambitious parent.
Sometimes the truth hurts, man, and sometimes you need to hear it. But anyway, man, we done reached the end of this video. So this video is going to end like all the other ones, man. Hit me up in the comments section and let me know how you feel about everything you just witnessed.
Tell me how you felt about what just happened there.
And if you done made it to this point in the video, you are my MVP.
It was a stone groove, my man.
I'm out of here.